The numbers that I'm hitting now are numbers that I never even imagined that I could hit. So last year, I think my thought process was more toward just I wanted to qualify for nationals. And this year, I have my eyes on bigger competitions and potentially, competing internationally. My name is Metzger, and I'm a sports performance coach at Virginia Commonwealth University. I'm also a competitive Olympic weightlifter in the 53 kilo class. A year ago, I sat down with FYP and did an interview about my journey to the American Open. And we had so much support, and I just want to take the time out to thank all of the people that supported me last year. You guys really took the stress off me, and I was able to focus on my performance. And my performance there was the catalyst for all of the changes that happened this past year. So thank you. There have been a lot of changes since last year, and the most notable is the fact that I now lift for East Coast Gold Weightlifting, which is the largest and most successful weightlifting team in the nation. I also am fortunate enough to be coached by two amazing coaches in Phil Sabatini and Brennan McDaniel. I've been so fortunate to work with Phil Sabatini and Brennan McDaniel for this past year. They've taught me so much about the sport of weightlifting, and they've helped me to critique my technique. With them, I've put over 30 kilos onto my total, and I'm also one of a handful of women in the 53 kilo class to hit an 80 kilo or better snatch in competition. The only disadvantage that I would say I have right now is the fact that I live about an hour and a half away from Brendan and Phil, which means that I'm a remote athlete, and that's difficult and definitely not for everybody. Many days I have to be my own coach, my own motivator, and I have to keep myself accountable to my lifts. I get to send Phil my videos, and I always have to read my feedback via text message instead of getting it visually or him placing me in certain positions to understand the technique he wants me to change. But you have to be able to do whatever it takes if you want to accomplish your goals. Balancing being a sports performance coach and an athlete can be tricky. There are days that I'll wake up at 5:30 a.m. and I'll be in the weight room by 6:30 ready to coach my first team at 6:45. After that, I have another group and then another group. I'm lucky enough that my boss as well as the athletic department supports my journey with all of my training, that I'm able to leave some afternoons to take a 2-hour drive down to Virginia Beach, get my training in there, and take a 2-hour drive back. When I do that, I'm usually home by about 9 p.m. After spending a long day, both at work and at training, I don't have the luxury of sleeping in because I have to do the same thing the next day. Last year at the American Open, I entered the competition as a C-session lifter, meaning that my total was less than the majority of the group. And this year I'll be entering the competition as an A-session lifter, with my total being one of probably the top 10